I can tell you, I can report now that I understand Max Verstappen will take a 10-place engine penalty for this Grand Prix.
More trouble on the horizon for Max Verstappen after the recent Hungarian Grand Prix. Now, as we saw from the report of Sky F1, it is being said that Max will be taking a 10-place grid penalty. But in reality, it is possible that he could be starting from the back of the grid if his qualifying pace is not the best. So why is he receiving this penalty, and what does the Red Bull team say about the disrespectful behavior of Verstappen over the team radio last weekend? This is Motorsport Junkie, and let's get started. So first, let's begin with why Verstappen is getting this penalty. Now I know most of you would be thinking that it might be because of the collision between him and Hamilton at Hungaroring. But no, it is due to taking new components for his car. So all the lovely F1 fans who are new to this area of motorsport, every season the teams are allotted a certain number of components by the regulatory body. Once you go over that cap and use a new component, you have to take a grid drop penalty for that. In the 2024 F1 season, drivers can use 4 ICE, 4 turbochargers, 4 MGUH, 4 MGUK, 2 energy stores, and control electronics each. The first time a team goes over that allowed limit, the driver has to take a 10-place grid drop. This is where Verstappen's problem stands. As per the recent reports, Max Verstappen will be taking a new power unit, meaning that he will be handed a 10-place grid penalty in the next race at Belgium. Now, if you might know, back in Canada, during the free practice session in Montreal, Verstappen's engine suffered a malfunction, prompting him to take a new engine at that time. Christian Horner, the team principal, has stated that a situation like this will likely come, and there will be a race where Max might have to start from the back of the grid. But as we all know, Verstappen is the current reigning world champion, and we have seen him go through the entire field and win the race. Like in the 2022 Belgian GP, when he started from 14th and went on to win the race with a gap of 17 seconds to his teammate in second. Also last year, when he started from 6th place and went on to win the race with an even bigger gap of 22 seconds to Perez in second. Now the only doubt is, during the past 2 years the Red Bull car was the fastest on the grid. But as of now, Red Bull is struggling with pace and is behind the likes of McLaren and Mercedes. It is now 3 races in a row that Verstappen has not won. In the Hungarian GP, we saw how Max was struggling with the car even after a massive upgrade to the RB20. They brought in a new front wing, new floor upgrade, new side pod which is inspired by the Ferrari car, new cooling inlets, and rear wing. After all of that, we expected him to pass Lewis Hamilton on much older tires with ease, but he failed miserably. Max was continuously arguing with his race engineer and yelling and cursing at him, which I think is really inappropriate behavior. But this just goes to show that Red Bull is falling apart. The team's upgrades are not working as they should, and for the Belgian Grand Prix, it is suggested that they are reverting the car back to the previous package, at least aerodynamically. On top of that, Helmut Marko, the Red Bull racing team advisor, stated in media that Max will no longer be allowed to take part in sim racing during race weekends. Max's sim racing team, Red Line, had a last-minute issue with one of its driver during the Hungarian GP weekend, and so Max had to replace him and was racing late night on Saturday. Many suggested that this lack of sleep and racing for long period of time had made Max lose his cool, and that is why he was furious over team radio and completely out of control. Whatever the reason was, Marko have stated that the team will be limiting his time for sim racing moving forward, and I think this would just make Max even more mad, because he loves sim racing more than anything else. This whole drama just makes me wonder, is it time for Verstappen to leave the team and find another? Just like how Hamilton switched from Mercedes to Ferrari. Max Verstappen driving in an all-black car of Mercedes might be a possibility now, who knows? All of this just makes me question, is this the downfall of Max Verstappen, and does this mean that the dominance of Red Bull is nearing its end? Stay tuned to find out.